This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. Alina Habba, Donald Trump's lead lawyer, is back in the news for all the wrong reasons. She's in trouble with New Jersey courts and New Jersey judges over something that she allegedly did to try to force somebody to settle a case with Donald Trump's Bedminster golf course under false pretenses, grooming the plaintiff, who had been terribly sexually abused and sexually assaulted by a food and beverage manager at the Bedminster golf course, as alleged in her filed complaint, convincing her that Alina Habba was her friend, that Alina Habba was just doing her a solid, that Alina Habba was a great lawyer, when all along, in misleading the plaintiff, Alice Bianco, then 21 years old, with no legal training or knowledge, Alina Habba, as alleged in the lawsuit, and now she settled the case, so you know what that means, has basically told this poor, defenseless person that, trust me, come to my law firm, come to my law office. I'll meet you in the parking lot. I'm wearing gym clothes. You're wearing gym clothes. These are direct quotes from the complaint. And then when she finally snookered and groomed the plaintiff, Alice Bianco, and had her put her John Hancock on that NDA, that non-disclosure agreement, to get the $15,000, which is a small sum given the allegations against the food and beverage manager for which the Trump Bedminster Club was responsible. After that, when Alice and forced Alice Bianco and compelled her to fire her then existing lawyer and just rely on Alina Habba. Some of you might be thinking that are not in the law, this sounds unethical. This sounds like it should violate some code of ethics, let's say for New Jersey bar members, and you'd be right. In fact, as the complaint alleges, Alina Habba violated a number of rules of professional conduct under New Jersey law. It's so bad that the judge presiding over the case, this is the case that's about to be settled, but there is a ruling of his by Judge Joseph Ray, REA, in New Jersey Superior Court, dated back in December of 2023. We reported on it on a hot take like this and on Legal AF. This is what he hand wrote at the bottom of the order. This is what he said. He said, if the court receives reliable information indicating a substantive violation of the rules of professional conduct by Alina Habba, then he will make a referral to the appropriate ethics board. I mean, the judge took the time and the ink and spilled some ink on this page to tell Alina Habba back in December, you got a problem. So you may be asking, now that she has reportedly settled the case with Alice Bianco, paying her an undisclosed sum in a confidential settlement agreement, which, by the way, I would suggest to you that under New Jersey law, that settlement agreement may not be binding. In other words, the payment is binding, but the terms that would require confidentiality, given what has been charged here, may not be enforceable. We'll leave that for the lawyers representing Miss Bianco. Now, Smith Mullen, which is a very good firm, which now represents Miss Bianco, sued back in December of 2023. We actually reported on it on Legal AF. Here's the complaint. Let me read you some of the allegations from that complaint, which is going to make your hair stand on end, but it's not going to be too surprising given what you already know about Alina Habba. What happened is that back in July of 2021, as soon as a number of employees of the club, in addition to Miss Bianco, complained about the sexual torment that was being handed out to them by the food and beverage manager, they wrote a letter to the HR department at Donald Trump's Bedminster golf course. Now, let me stop right there for a minute and tell you, this is case number one for Alina Habba. This is the case that got her into the inner circle and ambit of Donald Trump. She had been trying to do it for years. She had a very small parking garage practice law firm, literally representing parking garages around the corner from Bedminster. She was a member of the golf course. She had been trying to find a way to rub elbows with Donald Trump forever. And this is case number one that got her in. The case that she's now got to settle for unethical conduct. The case that she's now got to pay somebody who she misled and groomed into thinking it was her friend instead of a lawyer representing her opponent. Think about that. You think you're negotiating or your friend is getting you the best deal of a lifetime when she really represents Donald Trump. It was so bad that the Bedminster golf course, when they filed their answer to the suit, when they responded to the lawsuit, when they were sued as well, they said, we're not responsible for anything that woman said. I mean, in effect, they said we're not responsible through a concept in the law we call vicarious liability for anything that Alina Habba said. You can't bind us. We didn't know she said it. We didn't authorize her to say it. They basically threw her under the bus. Donald Trump threw her under the bus and said, I didn't know. I didn't tell her to talk. Who told her to go in gym clothes in a parking lot and make a deal? Now, doesn't that sound like Donald Trump to tell Alina Habba that? And this is how there's a combination of cases. This one first, Alina Habba getting it settled for $15,000 on the cheap because she lied and misled Miss Bianco. And also, she came in when Donald Trump then decided, I got this hotshot lawyer over here. She's great. Look what she did on this Bianco case. He fired a very good lawyer in New York that I know reasonably well and hired Alina Habba to go after or handle the case of Summer Zervos. Summer Zervos, you may remember, is the apprentice contestant who says that she was sexually assaulted and abused by Donald Trump. And that case went away without a lawsuit, without a trial, and that put the combination of the Bianco case at Bedminster and the Summer Zervos case, that was it. That was like rocket fuel to put Alina Habba directly into the inner circle and inner sanctum of Donald Trump. So look, now she's got to settle the case. By settling the case, she has to do it in order to try to just get out from under the lawsuit. This could be a multi-million-dollar case against her. I don't know the amount of money because it was a confidential settlement agreement, but I do. Not thumbs up on that, just in general. But I do know that she probably paid a lot. Good firm on the other side. Terrible set of facts against Alina Habba. She really painted herself into a corner. I'm sure it was a several $100,000, if not millions of dollars of payment to Miss Bianco. Well-deserved, well-earned by her, and she was entitled to it. Traditional bed sheets, they can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. So you get better sleep every night. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo, LegalAF, at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf and use the code LegalAF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/legalaf to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. But that doesn't end the story of Alina Habba's sordid tale of grooming Miss Bianco. I'm going to read you some of those texts or some of those comments here in the complaint. She still has a judge, a Superior Court judge, Judge Ray, who is up her backside about the ethics violation. And I'm sure has already referred to the grievance committee in New Jersey, Alina Habba. In fact, when reporters contacted the grievance committee, the bar ethics committee, they said, we don't make comments about anything that's ongoing here at the regulator. I mean, that's basically a confession that they're investigating Alina Habba. Let me read to you from the complaint, just so your hair can stand on edge. And as I said before, so Bianco and others complain about sexual abuse, sexual hostile work environment by the food and beverage manager. HR department for Donald Trump calls her into the office. She hires a lawyer. She, gets a lawyer, Miss Bianco, and then we have in paragraph 22 of the complaint that Miss Habba told plaintiff that she had heard about what was going on and wanted to help her. Doesn't that sound like a lawyer reaching out to a client, trying to help her? Now, she already had a lawyer, so already Alina Habba, as a lawyer, soliciting business from somebody who's already represented, has violated an aspect of her ethics requirement, her ethics code. But I continue. She has her fire the existing lawyer. She says to her in paragraph 22, Habba to Bianco, you can fire plaintiff's lawyer at the right time. To encourage her to do that, she sent a kind of a nasty text showing some background information she had found out about the lawyer to foment discontent between Bianco and her existing lawyer. Right, by sending her, she says in paragraph 25 of the complaint, later that same day, Ms. Habba texted plaintiff a disparaging post about Miss Bianco's attorney, again, trying to interfere with the attorney-client relationship. Under the link, Ms. Habba wrote, is this the guy? Be careful. OMG, you're so quick. I didn't even think to look this up, said the plaintiff. Ms. Habba, in paragraph 26, fomented distrust between plaintiff and her lawyer, advising Ms. Bianco that she should simply ignore her lawyer's texts, emails, and calls. She wants to separate Bianco from her lawyer so she can seduce her in order to sign the NDA and settle the case for Donald Trump on the cheap and be a hero. I mean, that's about all you can do. Now, into August, they're meeting in the parking lot. They're exchanging friendly messages. Alina Habba sends the plaintiff that she's screwing a video of Alina Habba singing at the club. The client sends back a video of her singing at the club. I mean, they're having a grand old time. It's only until after they sign the NDA and Bianco has questions about tax deductions and tax reporting and tax treatment for the payment, and she goes to Alina Habba to ask her questions, and she says for the first time, this is in the complaint, I don't represent you. I can't represent you. I have a conflict, and I'm uncomfortable answering these questions. Sure, you've already led her down the primrose path. You've already lied to her. You've already groomed her. You're representing Donald Trump the whole time, who is your secret undisclosed client. You have this poor woman sign away her rights for a number that's probably 10 times less or more than she's entitled to. And now you grow a conscience and ethics. Oh, I can't really represent you. What I would love to have known is the phone call and email that she made to Donald Trump bragging about how she convinced this woman, how she defrauded this woman, as alleged in the complaint, to sign a cheap NDA. And nobody's cheaper than Donald Trump. And I'm sure they were high-fiving on that phone call, or later when they met, or maybe when they went on one of their dates to World Wrestling Federation or MMA or whatever MMF or whatever they were doing. The complaint continues. This is the suit that Alina Habba has settled. And Habba is, as it's seen in the complaint, is constantly pinging and following up with Miss Bianco. Hey, are you there? Hey, are you all right? Hey, are you coming in? Hey, have you signed? Doesn't it sound like a lawyer representing a client, not somebody who you're dealing with at arm's length, who is your opposing lawyer, who's the lawyer for the opposing party? And that's the problem, and that's the rub that we're dealing with here. So finally, she gets what she wants, Alina Habba, on August the 11th. She signs that NDA. And then finally, it turns out, this is on paragraph 37 on page 7, after the check is picked up and all of that, and after Alina Habba is now hired for a number of new lawsuits by Donald Trump, it says in paragraph 37, from July 28th to August 11th, 2021, Ms. Habba worked secretly to help defendant and Donald Trump by pretending to act as a neutral friend to plaintiff. Ms. Habba fraudulently induced Ms. Bianco to agree to a paltry settlement for a quid pro quo sexual harassment case and included in the settlement agreement drafted by her law firm illegal terms that violate New Jersey law about disclosure. I mean, that's where we're at. So now Alina Habba has settled that case, I assume, for many multiples over $15,000. I know the law firm on the other side. I am sure it's a very high 6 or 7 figure number. I don't know if it's 8 figure. Is Alina Habba insured for this for malpractice? I'm not sure she put a claim in for this. She might even be, she's so small of a firm, she might have been self-insured and there is no insurance company. If there's an insurance company, they may be on the hook to pay some of this. And that might have been the delay all this time in order to reach the settlement terms. But this does not let her out of the hook with Judge Ray and the Bar Grievance Committee in New Jersey. We'll continue to follow all of that on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF. Join us every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this YouTube channel. Find out what 40 million people already know every month, that Legal AF is the home of the crossroads of law and politics, legal analysis and commentary like no other. It's a brand, I would suggest, like no other. And then you can also pick us up on audio podcast platforms of your choice. On Wednesdays, I do the show with Karen Friedman Kniflo. On Saturdays with Ben Meiselas. And then on hot takes like this one, about every hour right here on the MeidasTouch Network. If you like what I'm doing, slide over on the YouTube channel to playlists. Look for Michael Popok and my entire body of work you'll find there. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.